Hello and welcome to Vikram Loves to Freelance. Now, in my last video, I spoke about how you need to remain realistic in terms of your budgetary quotes, or the quotes that you supply to prospective clients along with your proposal. Now, a lot of freelancers often come up with, how exactly do I know that what is like a good price for me? I can do a particular project for $50 also. I can do a particular project for $100 also. Um, I can probably do it only for 150, or what seems like a good price, and I'll be quite happy with 150. So you can see that these are three different prices. That obviously, each one is $50 more than the other. Now, how does one arrive at what seems to be a price which that client is probably willing to pay? What I have seen is that the client's past work history, especially if that client is not new to Elance and has had a project history wherein he or she has definitely had projects running in the past, that can definitely be a very good indicator in terms of what kind of budget that client is likely to have. So therefore, when you're bidding for a particular project, try and look at that client's project history. Trust me, that'll give you a very good idea. Besides your price factor, you'll there are so many other things also which will be clear to you. Yes, when the clients themselves are kind of new, then it's somewhat difficult, but at the same time there are certain indicators, like I'll tell you that where clients are very very particular in terms of exactly what their budget is, and that clearly seems unrealistic. You need to be rather skeptical. You need to dig into those clients, say work histories, etc., and try and ascertain. Often they are subcontractors. You'll find the same client, same so-called client. If you just change the E on top to an S inside your address bar, just do that, and you'll see that that will turn out to be a client. And especially these in article writing projects, you've got these the posts which say, oh, we have article writing work, multiple subjects. If a client is in a particular domain, it is quite likely that subject areas would remain rather specific, but then it is these multiple writing, multiple topic and multi-topic, various domains, multiple niches, lot of regular work coming in, and the pay is invariably peanuts. I'm telling you, this is nothing scientific, this is not nothing definite, but quite likely that client is a subcontractor. So look out for these things, and that in turn will give you an idea, because there anyway the budget is clearly specified, and it's quite likely that however good you might be, if you're quoting above that price, because that as the contractor himself or herself, he or she would be getting a particular compensation. Say if that particular contractor who's posing in front of you as a client is being paid $10 each for the articles which he or she is going to supply to the eventual actual end client, obviously the subcontractor is not going to pay you $10 for each article. So remember that the so-called client himself or herself is not going to get $10, because $10 minus the Elance commission is what he or she is going to get. So you can expect something more on the lines of, say, $5 an article. So if that price is clearly there, these are indicators which you should be on the lookout for. So this is again a way in which you can actually determine pricing. Now, if the client is absolutely new, it is difficult. It is difficult, but then you can also look at, say the project description sometimes gives you an idea. Sometimes the geographical background of that client does give an idea in terms of what sort of pricing might be good enough. These are things which you can look at and then try and come to a conclusion. And what I have seen is that when they say budget not sure and the work is clearly a lot, and sometimes they in the project description somewhere there's a giveaway that budget is not a constraint, so then you can probably quote truly something which you feel would be a good compensation which you'll be happy to receive. So you can be a little more liberal in terms of how you code. These are little smart techniques. I'm telling you, nothing is hard and fast, nothing is etched in stone, nothing is very scientific here, but these are things which if you're smart enough and if you worked enough, you've had that kind of experience, you learn with time. So these things, keep this in mind, and I really feel that this will definitely help you in terms of trying to, at least trying to price your proposals accurately. So cheers on that note.